says
I'd
it's
rather
streaming on my
them take it down because of content rather than like it's just not working. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it says it's streaming on my side.
Okay, let me just check. Want me to do it? Okay. Let me just try this again. I'd rather them take it down because of content rather than like it's just not working. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it says it's streaming on my
Okay. Let me just see. Yeah, some people are commenting, which is fine. I love that I'm able to like, yeah, let's see if this works. Okay. All right. See if this works. I'm just waiting on my husband to let me know if this is working. Sorry about the first link. Yeah, it said that I was violating the terms of service, and I don't know why. Why? Why? Thanks for your patience today, everybody. This is very new terrain for me, so I'm just trying to be soup zen. Let me just see. Oop. Yeah, seems to be working now. Okay. All right. Um, it's very strange. Yeah. Start in a couple minutes just to ensure that everybody's finding the right link and everything. Huh. Okay. Oh, suddenly oh, there it is. Here's my brightness. I was like, I can't see the screen. Um, Seems like my projection designer just texted me and said that it's working. So but my husband said it's not. So I'm just gonna triple check one last time, and then we can start. Seems okay now, from what I can tell. It's still streaming. So let me just see. Seems like it's okay now. Yep, they say, yeah, it's working. I'm going to delete the other link just in case people accidentally go to that one. All right. Seems to be working from my end. Oh my goodness. I have such a supportive fan base. Everybody's messaging me and being like, it's working, it's working. Oh, Lordy. Yes. As you can see, this is very new terrain for me. Um, it's making me humble. Let's just say that. Um, yeah. So, just a couple things I need to address. First of all, if for some weird reason we do lose connection, I will constantly just put up a new link in my Facebook wall, or it will show up on my channel on YouTube. So we have a couple different options. And the other thing I was going to mention was um, I need to thank our sponsors, which are the National Arts Center, Facebook Live, Slate Music, Cyrus Radio, and Royal BC Foundation, Royal Bank of Canada Foundation. I also want to just introduce my ASL interpreter, Kat Campbell, who is here with me today to make the piece fully accessible. And there will be some moments I'm going to have some videos play. And during the moments where we need Kat, I'm just going to highlight her. And so there might be some moments where you don't see me, you just hear my voice. And yeah, that's just a way to make it fully accessible. So content warning, there is some discussion about mental health in the later half of the show and where to find help when one needs it. So just the content there. Yeah, I think that's kind of it at the moment. I'm just going to have Kat do land acknowledgement, and then we'll start this live stream reading. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Laura. So this presentation today is happening on the unceded territory of the Coast Salish, which is the Lekwungen and Wasanich nations. Thank you.
I arrived 1 minute before my scheduled interview. I anticipated on being 10 minutes early, but I could not for the life of me find the building. I just recently moved to Syracuse, New York, and I haven't been to this part of town, this industrial, brick-laid part of town. So I'm walking up and down the boulevard having a mini panic attack. I'm typically early for professional obligations, even more so. I arrive so early that even if the other person is late, I'm on time, I rock, I'm champion of my own professionalism. And if you think being 10 minutes, and if you think being possibly late for your first work interview in America isn't bad enough, it's only been a week into Trump's presidency. Finally, I find the building and I climb up to the 3rd floor, but I'm not grounded in the way that I want to be. I haven't rooted my pelvic floor. My face is sweaty and my hair is a typhoon, but it's okay. I'm here now and I'm ready to interview, baby. A young, willowy woman in her mid-20s comes out to greet me. She has long, red, mermaid-length hair down to her chest. I mean, she should be a model, or at least making mad commish at the Chanel perfume counter. But you know, she's already assistant regional manager, so she has her shit together. She takes me into another room to do a typing test. I've never typed so fast in my life. My fingers feel like they're on cocaine. The results of this said typing test are being printed out in another room, And all I hear is a woo, woohoo, which I guess I did okay. Wow, 87 words per minute. Very nice. I then do a spelling and grammar test. The difference between here and here, there and there, that sort of thing, which I pass. And that's when the official interview starts. So, Laura, what are some of your biggest weaknesses? Okay. I eat too much. Like, if there is a plate that is meant for sharing at an event, I will eat it, all of it. I sometimes have a hard time working with others, especially other women. I'm self deprecating, especially when I receive feedback from other women. And at parties, I can be very socially awkward, especially around more prominent, attractive women. But before I say all this, I listen to what the question actually is. What would a previous supervisor say is one of your biggest weaknesses? Oh, one. Okay. Um, yeah, I eat too much on the job. So I don't know much about this position other than the fact that it involves working in a call center environment and working with the deaf and hard of hearing. Otherwise, I'm completely in the dark. The best way to describe relay is a literal phone cord. Can you unpack that? So you have somebody deaf or hard of hearing call in and you call out for them. You are their voice. So whatever they want you to say, you have to say it verbatim. Anything? Yeah. And then you have to type everything that the voice person says back to the caller verbatim. So anything that either of them say, I either say it or type it. That's right. Even if, yeah. And if the caller says, you bet your booty, sister. When I say anything, I really do mean anything. Are you going to be okay with that? So part of me is really uncomfortable with this idea. I'm a cis white female. Also, I'm a polite Canadian. I don't want to offend anyone. Remember those women I talked about earlier? I would never say anything negative to their faces. No. I just swallow my feelings down my throat until I am soulless. That's just who I am. You know, this job isn't for everyone, sweetie. Then there's this part of myself deep in the pit of my stomach, that deep, dark, sadistic fantasy place where the idea of being able to say anything is really exciting to me. The potential phone sex calls, wishing your bubby a happy Shabbos, yelling at your sister for forgetting grandpa down at the VA. I could be anyone. I could be anyone. But also, this feels like an uncomfortable situation just waiting to happen. Do you remember that movie, Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri? Yeah, I'm assuming everybody does. Frances McDormand's character says, well, what kind of things can you not write on a billboard? And then she says all of the words. I would be those words and the billboard. That's a lot to consider. Okay. So, what do you say, Laura? Are you up for it? Oh, yes, I would like to do that very much. Oh, yes. When I was young, I was so anxious, I couldn't get to sleep at night. My mom got me these worry dolls, little bitty worry dolls. You tell them your worry, put them underneath your pillow, and the next year your worry should be gone. Damn voodoo witchy dolls. Obviously, when that didn't work, my mom says, okay, Laura, Imagine all your worries, all right, like a tape. Oh my goodness, I don't know how young people are watching this. So, tape cassette prior to CDs, after records. Okay. So, imagine all your worries, fears, frustrations playing on a tape. You take the tape out of the deck, put it into a box, then throw the box away. Okay. I'm just gonna show you. All right. Tape, box, throw. It's off the screen. It's gone forever. It's gone forever. Change the tape in your head, Laura, then throw it away. I get a text message from my dad that says, Mom started using a walker. A hospice nurse has come in, but we're all in good spirits. Smiley face. I make a pact with myself that this job is only temporary. The pay isn't bad, but it wasn't what I was used to. Besides, I'm a theater artist who mainly writes and directs, which means I work full-time in a box office. Just me? Okay, well, I'll look up discount graves later. Therefore, no attachments to my coworkers. I'm just gonna keep to myself. So, you're from Canada? A woman across the cafeteria asks. She has long black hair and gorgeous red lipstick. The best Thai food I ever had was Viet Thai in Regina, Saskatchewan. Uh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's real good. I mean, I guess there are no shortages of great places to eat in Regina. God, I love those prairie roads. Could ride on them for days. I mean, you can tell. I ride a motorcycle. It's the boots. She's wearing nondescript black leather boots. Could ride on those roads for days, like a boat gliding on water. So if I may ask, what brings you to Syracuse, New York? That's a good question. My husband got into grad school here. Shame he had to leave Canada though, eh? 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 Right. Well, I had to wait over a year for my work permit so I could finally be with my husband. My mom's sick, and I really wish I could spend more time with her. Ah, sorry to hear about your mama. That's okay. I'm gonna move back in August. But August still feels like a far ways away. Guess you're kind of stuck here then. Yep. Need to pay the bills somehow. Well, the ultimate shame is that you had to leave Canada like a boat gliding on water. So, like me, I'm sure you're charmed by Pat. She's what we call a lifer here at this job. Been on and off here for over 20 years. And just like that, I make a new friend at work. Someone with decency and wit. God damn it. After 80 hours of training, I learn an entirely new typing language. Abbreviated keys, typing shortcuts, all to make the process easier and quicker for the deaf or hard of hearing caller. My trainer, Sue, informs us of the 3 most important rules of relay. Rule number 1, the inbound caller controls the call. So if they want you to sing happy birthday, you put on your party hat and sing your best goddamn version. Rule number 2, do not interfere with the subject matter of the call. You are a telephone wire and nothing else. Rule number 3, I'm just going to assume that I can all hear you and that you're going to say it or sign it with me. All right, it's rule number 3. Verbatim, verbatim, verbatim. Wow, that chorus. So, in respect to verbatim, all the following conversations are based on experiences I had on the phone. Names and details have been changed, however. Now, with all this in mind, this is a typical relay day. Okay, ma'am, I have the complaint page open. Tell us, what happened? Well, I was with my grandson and we lay out our blanket on the grass for the concert. There were a lot of drunk people around us. A young woman with a very short skirt lay out her blanket in front of us. She spread out her legs, and her boyfriend proceeded to have a picnic. Oh, baby, I can't wait to see you next week. Wear something real tight up that ass, because I might play with my dick a little bit. Yeah, verbatim. Thank you for calling insert name of company here. Tell us, how can we help you today? Live representative. You can say things like account information, payment info, or technical support. So, how can we help you today? Live representative. Here at insert name of company here, we pride ourselves in having top-notch customer support. So, how can we help you today? I said live representative. I couldn't hear you. Please try again. Okay, ma'am, I can't seem to find your order number. Can you give me that order number again? Oh boy, you black people are all the same. Absolutely useless. Ma'am, I'm not black. So, can I get that order number now or what? Ugh. Yes, he's peeing blood. Oh, okay. Well, I would recommend going to the ER. We tried that, but our insurance wouldn't go through. They turned us away, and it's only valid at your urgent care clinic. Yeah, I don't know what to do for you because our insurance manager's not on lunch right now, so I guess try calling back in a couple of hours. He's bleeding. This is an emergency. Yeah, I don't know what to do for you because our insurance manager's on lunch, so I guess try the ER. Did you hear me the first time? We tried that. We tried that. He's bleeding. Can't you understand that he's bleeding? When I was young, I was so anxious. I thought I'd die alone. I was obsessed that no one would love me romantically. My only solace was my mother singing me to bed at night. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. What will be, will be. That usually calmed me down. Finally, I'm on hold with a live freaking representative. I didn't anticipate my first day to be on hold for over an hour to continually learn how shitty the US healthcare system is, and that even one marginalized person can marginalize another person. And the man who shall not be named encourages this type of behavior, wants people to belittle and harm others. I don't know if it was destiny or the universe that brought me here in the middle of this shitstorm America, where I will likely rot and die. I'll never write again, let alone perform. Be lucky if I write a review for my local Olive Garden. Well, at least the breadsticks are delicious. Across the office, a woman starts singing Aaliyah's Rock the Boat. When she finishes a lyric, I call out to her, I feel like I'm on dope, 'cause you serve me on a regular. And she looks surprised. But we start to groove. Suddenly, I wish my hold music would change. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, working in the work the middle, change position. Mm-mm-mm. It's an online transition. Oh, America, striving for greatness or already great? It's a bit of a debate. Take Syracuse, New York, for example. Rated number 39 as one of the greatest cities to live across America. Oh, Syracuse, Syracuse, number 39. Let me count the ways. You have the most snowfall of any city in North America, and your winters last 7 months out of the year here. You have the 8th largest mall in America, titled Destiny USA, because any other name would probably be too ironic. It's as if poor doll Bernie and Prince George had a baby, then just gave it a bottle in its crib to feed and defend itself. In a recent article in the New Yorker, a fiction writer mentions he was so depressed, he moved to Syracuse for 8 years to be buried under snow and not write. That's right. People come here to not be artists. Oh, America, so great, real great, the absolute greatest. Where all your highways are all lined with billboards that read abortion, the worst form of child abuse. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure child abuse is the worst form of child abuse. Oh, America, so great, real great, the absolute greatest. Where bulletproof backpacks become the staple sale at Staples, but no amount of proofing will protect your child from the fear they feel entering their elementary schools. Rather yet, it's the small, beautiful 4-year-old boy who asks my husband if he carries a knife to cut. Chris says, "No, no, I use scissors to cut." And the little boy replies, "No, a knife to cut people." Oh, America, so great, real great. Come on, we can do better. Taking this tape, putting it into a box, and then throwing it over a ravine. That's better. It's December 2008, and I just recently moved to Toronto. But I'm already heading home to Victoria, BC for Christmas because my mother insists that I shouldn't be alone. But I make it a short visit from December the 23rd to the 30th. Oh, I can't be away for long, Mama. I got things to do here in Toronto. There's a terrible snowstorm outside, and my flight is delayed over an hour. Finally, we're ready to board. I stand up and scan the room. And there he is, my type, standing a few feet away from me. And by my type, I mean a tall, awkward male who could be mistaken for an accountant, but my type. Somehow we get in line to board, and he's standing directly in front of me. Now, have you ever seen the movie Life is Beautiful, starring Roberto Benigni? The main character, Guido, wants his love, Dora, to look at him at the opera house, so he wills her to do so. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And then she does. So as I inch closer and closer to my seat, I whisper, "Sit next to me, sit next to me, sit next to me." He's sitting in the window seat, and I am sitting right next to him. I want to talk to him, but I need a way in, so I say, "Oh, is that my seatbelt?" Classic, is that my seatbelt foreplay? He nods yes, then returns to reading his car magazine. Aha, cars, my next move. Oh, are you buying a car? Classic, buying a car, chit chat. We eventually make small talk, and I find out his name is Chris. He has the sexiest, deepest voice, like the center of a heritage oak tree. I find out that no, he's not an accountant, but a jazz guitarist studying at the prestigious Berklee School of Music. My type, deep voice and talented? Am I dreaming right now? By the time we take off and land in Victoria, it's been about 8 hours of conversation. After the flight, we instantly friend each other on Facebook. I then watch all of his guitar videos. There's this one where he's playing a backyard barbecue, Lagrange by ZZ Top, and he plays an electric guitar behind his head. Like, I'm pretty much a puddle at this point. I'm just going to pause here for a second and say that this is what did it for me at the age of 23. Them hips right there. But I just knew Chris was part of my destiny. Now, before you dial out, my name is Logan, and this is a phone interview. Please put on your best professional, courteous tone of voice. Please, I need this. Great, I thought I was only nervous for my own interviews. I'm going to ruin somebody's life today. Hello, Mountain Finishing. Sandra speaking. How may I help you? Hi, Sandra. I have Logan on the line for a phone interview. They're calling through Relay USA. I'm Relay USA operator 4900. Yes, I've been made aware of the arrangement. Okay, just one moment for your call to begin. Hi, Logan. Hi, Sandra. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak with me today. As you are aware, Logan, we are a Madden company that supply art supply stores, particularly to the Northeast, of various sizes, shapes, colors, and so forth. Yes, I was attracted to your company because of its connection to art and creativity. I'm passionate about working with a team who holds a high standard of artistic goods that help bring joy and fulfillment to other people's lives. Yes. What kind of work experience do you have? Well, I've worked in a pharmacy, a grocery store, but I'm an art history major and I want to work somewhere more closely connected to my field. Yes, I do see that on your resume. Most of the job is customer service in our warehouse with in-person communication as well as communication over the phone. I don't quite know how to ask this, but how do you communicate? I'm no, that's a very good question. I'm glad you brought it up. I read lips, so I catch about 85 to 95% of speech. So any in person communication shouldn't be a problem. Well, we have a lot of clients from out of state, so how would you be able to communicate over the phone? I mean, there is some technology out there to be able to accurately communicate over the phone, but it's quite expensive. Will, huh? Let's leave that subject off the table for now. Perhaps we can use you in one of our other departments as a spare. That would be great. I'm very well versed with computers, Microsoft Office, Apple. Well, that's all for me now. Are you sure there are no other questions? Nope. Thank you, Logan. Have a great rest of your day. You too, Sandra. All the best. Thank you, operator. I'm thrilled with your professionalism today. Have a great rest of your day. Smile. I type back, you too, Smile. I thought you did a really great job. I really hope you get it. And I mean that, but I just don't think they're going to get that job. Just one moment. I'm just going to cancel one thing. I didn't have cat on the screen there for a moment. I have so many lines on my face, I'm going to adjust the lighting a little bit. So just a brief intermission. It's still not great. Just gonna. Perfect. Okay, just one moment. Anything else I have to say? Okay, no. I'm just going to go back to the right at the end of the call. I type back, you too, Smile. I thought you did a really great job. I really hope you get it. And I mean that, but I don't think they're going to get that job. And it's not because Logan isn't qualified, because they are. No, originally this was the time of the show where I threw up some stats about how hard the employment opportunities are for the deaf and hard of hearing in the US, because at Relay, that's all I ever saw. Now I think about Sandra, how she's simply ticking off a box for equal opportunity, but she's still too conservative about ways to incorporate diverse candidates. And there's that word, conservative. It's breeding like a disease in America. Lack of open-mindedness, lack of flexibility, lack of positivity. You know, there is a thing called chat customer service. People are overlooked yet are very qualified simply because they communicate differently. Okay, I'll give you one stat. Out of the 48% of deaf or hard of hearing people who have employment in the US, 72% of those have full-time employment. So clearly they're doing something right. And us as a hearing community need to do a lot better.
Hello? Hello? Are you alive, Laura? It's your mother. Give me a call back so I know that you haven't fallen into a ditch, okay? Okay. Love you.
I try to call her back, but Dad says she's asleep. Chemo makes you sick or sleepy all of the time. When you start on such an epic romantic peak like meeting on a plane to Chris contacting your best friend Victor to find out what your favorite flowers are, only to be a bit tipped off when Victor asks, "Hey, what are your favorite flowers?" And then fresh daisies magically appear on our first Valentine's Day. To Chris writing you a jazz love ballad titled Laura and playing it for his graduation concert. That's a lot of feels, okay? I don't know if it's destiny or the universe trying to shove the feeling of love down my 20 something throat. You will feel love and you will feel all of the love. Reality soon lands when you've been with someone for more than 8 years. The honeymoon period is officially over. I come home from a 10-hour shift plus a 60-minute bus commute. All I'm dreaming about is wine, the comforts of my notebook, and RuPaul's Drag Race. I open the front door to our apartment, and Chris's grad school paperwork is all over the floor. There are a pile of dishes in the sink and a line of black mold around the bathtub. And I know it's mold because I used to write articles for a mold removal company when all I want is a post-work soak. I open the fridge and the chicken I made for myself has been eaten by Chris. Hey, I was gonna eat that. Are these dishes ever gonna get done? They've been sitting here for 3 days. I was trying to make more of a pile. Oh, a pile, huh? Well, I'll make you a solid pile. And then I begin to take all of the clean dishes from the cupboard and add them to the dirty ones. I quickly flash back to high school and I'm reminded of my drama teacher, Miss Unger. And she said when her husband forgot their wedding anniversary, she took the casserole that she had been slaving over and dumped it on the driveway. Now, at the time, I was like, whoa, that'd be a bit much, miss. But now I am her, she is me, and I say she didn't go far enough. She should have lit that casserole on fire. Chris, you promised me a female president, but all we got were these shitty red hats. Aren't you being a tad dramatic? Oh, guess what, Chris? You married a dramatist, so I guess you fell into that trap, didn't you? This ring's feeling awful loose these days. Case of fucking Sarah. Hello, Relay USA operator 4900. May I have the number you're calling, please? Oh, yeah. 478-555-1212. Okay, placing that call now. And your caller has connected with Hello, Peter. Hey, sweetie. How are you holding up? I'm all settled now, Peter. They set up a TTY machine here in this office. You feeling okay, though? Oh, the first couple days were terrible. I threw up a couple times, but the doctor said that was to be expected. When you weren't home, I thought they took you to the hospital, but I'm glad they took you someplace better. I was confused at first, but I remembered the hallways from last time, and the rehab nurse made sure I felt comfortable. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Mostly, I was terrified that I would never see you again. Not that I would die, but that I would never see your face again. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You didn't sign up for this. Don't say that. You didn't sign up for someone like me. I'm not worth the trouble. Okay, I'm gonna have to get off the phone because you're making me cry and you're making the operator cry. Sir, I'm not allowed to get involved in the subject matter of the call. Oh, let the operator cry. I feel like crying too, even though you can't hear me. Oh no, I hear you. It's like we share the same heartbeat, like our souls are entwined. My God, that was cheesy. Don't tap that, operator. The operator has to type everything. Come on. You know that. Come on. Come on. Oh, right. I promise you I'll do better. You can do anything. I always told you that. I know. I love you so much. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to have to get off now. You know where to find me. Good night, you messy shit. Oh, I love you, you messy shit. Then you get a phone call like that, and life doesn't seem so bad. I'm meant to be here and part of that beautiful conversation. In this post truth world, that felt true. That felt genuine. It was great. And it was there all along. Just got a text message from Chris saying he vacuumed, did the dishes, did the laundry, and he bought me 2 tickets to Cheese Fest. He knows how much I love cheese. I'm sitting in a pizza shop on Erie Boulevard. I order my slice of meat cheese filled consumption and sit down to this. Hey Laura, what's your schedule like for the next 2 to 3 days? Probably time to come home. In the next week or so, or sooner. We know that my mom didn't have much time left. There's this edge and tension hanging in the air. The doctor calls it her transition to no longer being a person. My brother is a married endocrinologist who isn't overtly emotional, but right now I can read in between the lines as, come home now. I'm stunned and I start to shake and cry in the pizza shop. The girl from behind the counter calls me over to pick up my slice and I jump and apologize for forgetting it. Tears fall onto my pizza as I try to eat it. I call my relay job to let them know that I'm flying home to tend to my dying mother. That's when the pizza girl comes over to me. Hey, are you doing okay? Is there anything that you need? Well, my mom's dying. So a bottle of water would be really nice right now. And then this girl, this perfect stranger, and right now she's perfect because she's giving me all the unconditional love I need right now in this moment, starts rubbing my back. Two strangers making a surprise connection. A song from the 1950s plays in the background, and I keep my mind on the music, the soothing hand against my back, and my tear-stained pizza. '66. As a child, I could cry, such a moaner all day. No one knew what to do with me except for my mother, she'd say. Laura, calm down. When she got sick, it stung deep within my phrenic nervous system, both sides, causing my breath to become labored, moaning like an old cat wheezing. I returned on a sudden overnight flight to find her curled up within her bed, borrowed hospice bed, yellow liver-failed skin, body shriveling in. She was alive, but barely, as I injected her with morphine through her femoral artery late at night, eased her to eradication. I wasn't there for her last breath. I went to grab a coffee and a scone. It was the longest walk I ever took. My legs felt encased in headstones. When I returned, she was gone. She was there, then she was just a shell, a glove, a 66-year-old. I whispered in her ear, "Be calm now, Mom. Be still." Two and a half weeks after my mother's passing, we held her funeral. Every adult from our childhood was there. It was like being smashed with nostalgia. I guess that's one of the benefits of dying young. You're still young enough for people to attend your funeral. We all assemble into the church basement where we try to stomach finger sandwiches and lukewarm tea. That's when a group of my mother's coworkers circle me like a pack of pheasant hens. One breaks from the pack. "Oh, you must be Laura. You must be her daughter." I've never met this woman before, never spoken to her, didn't even know her name. "Oh, when your mom came into the office and said, 'Oh, anything but theater.'" She laughed and rolled her eyes and said, "Oh, anything but theater for my daughter, Laura." And then the pack drifts away, and I say nothing. I swallow it like I always do. Come on. When I'm anxious, I don't feel like getting up in the morning. When I'm anxious, I feel a tremor below the surface at all times. When I'm anxious, I feel like giving up. It's just not worth it. When I'm anxious, I think I'll likely die of cancer before the age of 40. Then I think of all the ways I will likely die. When I'm anxious, I feel overwhelmed by all the decisions I have to make. When I'm anxious, I think about ways I can disappear, evaporate into the air. When I was young, I was so anxious. Actually, when I was young, my mom was so anxious. She used to watch movies to calm herself down. We used to watch hundreds of films together over the years. Monsters Ball was just one of those movies. starring Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton. A quick long line for you. An affair occurs between a prison guard, played by Thornton, and the wife of a prisoner, played by Berry. During the film, there's this raw, sweaty, nasty sex scene. Rumor has it that they actually did have sex. Ooh, dirty. Or gripping Oscar bait. So I'm 17, and my mom and I are watching this movie, and the infamous scene comes up. Oh gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? Shh. Oh my God, come on, Mom. Nope, not watching any more of that. Don't be such a prude, Mom. A couple days later, I come home from school, and my mom says, you know, Laura, I watched the rest of that movie, and I realized that scene wasn't about sex. It was a deeper need for connection, to be touched, to help someone grieve. It made the rest of the film particularly powerful. I'm really glad I watched it. It was one of the first and only times my mom and I connected deeply about character intention in regards to plot action. And I knew she was trying to relate to some of my interests of theater and acting, and that effort really meant a lot to me. Also, I have this vague memory that there was a woman in my mom's office that she didn't like. So in my mind, that woman and the woman at the funeral are the same person. So I feel a lot better. Also, Chris insists that I include that my mom was proud of me. I mean, she told him all the time, so I would just take his word for it. Returning. I returned 21 days after my mother's passing and a day after her funeral. I returned lighter. Part of me is missing. Chris and I become regulars at the local Mexican restaurant where they make a serious margarita. It's the only time I see Chris is somewhat tipsy, so we go there again. Double dates with Eddie and Sarah. We discuss the philosophical significance of Eddie's why not tattoo. Why not? Befriend a gaggle of gals, Amy, Kate, Misha, Tiffany, and Tara. Get drunk and ride the carousel at Destiny Mall. The streets of Syracuse rub off on me as I enter a tattoo parlor. Then there's Chris, whose kind eyes make me feel safe and whose smile grounds my feet. In the cheesiest Hollywood way, he is my complete. So I'm back at work for a 10-hour shift to make up for lost time. Pat, my coworker from earlier, hasn't been around for a while because she just got diagnosed with ALS. And I think, is that going to be me? Am I going to slog at a job for 20 years only to receive a diagnosis? I mean, my mom got diagnosed 2 years after she retired. Or will I be like Logan, who finds any passion in any job even remotely connected to their field? So I make a choice to take hold of my own destiny. I'm going to start grad school in creative writing. This could be the worst decision of my life or the best one. I'm hoping it's the best one. All right, live rap. All right. Okay.
If you are in emotional distress or suicidal crisis,
Hello, this is Sarah. What seems to be going on tonight? Hi, Sarah. I'm calling on behalf of somebody deaf or hard of hearing. I'm Relay USA Operator 4900. Have you ever had a relay call before? Yes, I have. Okay, just one moment for your call to begin. I'm feeling hopeless tonight. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's your name? Lynn. Hi, Lynn. And where are you right now? I'm in my apartment. Is there anyone you can reach out to at this time? I have a neighbor. That's good. And do you have any thoughts of harming yourself tonight? I thought about it, yes, but I don't think I'm going to harm myself tonight. Well, you sound like you're in distress. What do you think is the cause of this distress tonight? Been thinking about my mom. Okay, and what about your mom makes you feel this way? I called my mom for the first time in 10 years yesterday. Wow, wow. What made you decide to call her? I have a daughter, and that relationship made me think about my mom and our relationship, broken relationship. Wow, how old is your little girl? 3.5. And is she with you right now? She's at her dad's house. Well, you're very brave to be raising a little girl in this day and age. It's definitely a scary and terrifying time in America. Oh, absolutely. Ran away from home a long time ago. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. It's a terrible daughter. Were you calling to apologize? Yes, I was. And were you able to get a hold of her yesterday? I couldn't get through. And do you think you could reach out to her again? I don't know. I've been worried about it all day. What if she hates me? What if she doesn't want me in her life anymore? Well, there's no harm in reaching out, and this could just be me, but maybe she was waiting for your call. I just want to tell her I'm sorry. Yeah. Do you have any help for your anxiety? really. I'm on SSD and my medical insurance doesn't cover my mental health costs. Well, I might have some resources I could let you know about. That'd be nice. You know, Laura, it's gonna be okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, correction, Lynn, it's gonna be okay. You have to take it day by day. Don't be too hard on yourself if you need more time to call your mom back. You're right. Thank you. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna go over to my neighbor's house, sit on her porch, have a cup of tea, and watch the sun go down. That sounds like heaven. Is it okay if I give you a call tomorrow to see how you're doing? That'd be nice. Thank you for listening to me today. Okay, Sarah, your caller has hung up. I shouldn't interfere, but she should really call her mom back because there may not be another opportunity. Are you gonna be okay, operator? I hope so. You know, even though you weren't talking to me, it felt like you were, you know. Yeah, we have that tendency to do that. Even when the circumstances are different, we're all connected. You take care of yourself. You too. Okay. That's the end. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna share the bow video with the deaf actors. There's no music playing because I can't have royalty. I have to have like royalty-free music. This is Sage, or actually Kat can do this.
Yeah, and she says, thank you for watching the show. Saying hi there, my name is Natasha, Natasha Bacchus. Cut. Hi, my name is Tanya. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay, and that's the show. Oh my gosh, that was maybe a modern miracle if that worked all the way through. I did not get a phone call from my husband, so I'm assuming it was fine. Instead of a tip, I'm actually going to post a little link to Deaf Spectrum's fundraiser. They're raising money for interpreters and artists that are deaf. And so I will put that on my Facebook feed again. If you want to donate a little bit, if you like the performance tonight and you want to donate to that, that's how I'm asking for tips. And then I'll post it also on the YouTube link as well, so that if people watch the YouTube link later, then they can, they can donate another time. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Kat. There was a moment where the phone rang. Probably you heard it, but I was just making sure it wasn't my husband calling. I'm going to triple check that he didn't. Yeah, I don't have anything. So I'm assuming it all went well. And if not, then I'll just take a couple minutes to double check. But thanks so much for joining me. I know that it was a little bit longer than an hour. But yeah, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching. Take care of yourselves during this really hard time. Bye.